don't have to wait till 8th of May. Even starting tonight, we can all already scale back our activities. And the more we do so, the more we stay home, the better the chance of reducing the spread of the infection.
This is the Straits Times Newsnight. I'm Chao Suen.
Good evening, I'm Dylan Ang. In the first significant setback for Singapore's reopening plans, the country will be re-entering Phase 2 for a few weeks from May 8th to 30th, with various social and workplace restrictions being reintroduced.
Starting this Saturday, social gathering sizes in Singapore will be cut from 8 to 5 people. The cap of 8 distinct visitors per household per day will also be reduced to 5. As for workplaces, the number of employees allowed at any given time will be reduced, and employers must ensure that no more than 50% of employees who are able to work from home return to the workplace, down from the current 75%.
Effectively, when you look at the range of measures, which I've just given a summary of, the measures will bring us back to Phase 2 for a few weeks, from 8th of May to 30th of May. This is not a circuit breaker. We certainly hope not to have to invoke another circuit breaker, but we have proposed quite a stringent and very tight set of measures so that we can respond robustly and preemptively to the latest latest outbreak of clusters, and do our best to snuff them out early and reduce the likelihood of having to impose more drastic measures down the road. So we seek everyone's cooperation to comply with the latest set of rules, not just the letter of the law, but the spirit of it.
From May 8th to 30th, high-risk settings like gyms and fitness studios will be shut, but outdoor exercise classes may continue with a limit of 30 people.
All mass participation sports events will also be suspended, and no spectators will be allowed during the return to Phase 2.
We also recognize that there are some settings which are of higher risk. This is from international experience, it's also from our own local experience. And such settings are typically where there is a high density of people who are unmasked and in close proximity with one another, often for prolonged periods. The good example will be settings like indoor gyms and indoor fitness studios. So we will close such indoor gyms and indoor fitness and health studios during this period of heightened alert.
That's not all. The mandatory use of Trace Together will be brought forward to May 17th, 2 weeks earlier from the original deadline of June 1st.
By then, the scanning of safe entry QR codes with your phone camera and SingPass app will be discontinued. But to ease the transition, you can still check in with your NRIC until May 31st.
These tightened measures come as Singapore faces its largest spike of local cases in a year, putting a wrench in the country's gradual reopening.
Ministers explaining that part of the need for such a step back is the fact that the new clusters are associated with the more infectious variants.
The new variant strains have higher attack rates, they are more infectious, they are causing larger clusters than before. We have tried our best to ring-fence the cases through contact tracing, but we must assume that there are still hidden cases out there in the community. And we must also recognize that we are dealing with a new variant or variants that are more infectious and are likely to cause larger clusters.
Now, since the start of Phase 3 at the end of December, many of us have really gotten used to the new normal. So the return to Phase 2 will come as a huge disappointment to many.
The ministers explaining that the reason why the new restrictions will take a few days to kick in is to allow businesses time to make the necessary adjustments.
However, they stress that this does not mean that people should wait till this Saturday to scale back on their activities, and this might not be the end of it.
We have not ruled out the possibility of a circuit breaker. Certainly we hope that we won't get there, and we must do what we can with this set of measures that we've just announced and with the cooperation and support of all Singaporeans, I think we probably will be able to avoid having to get to a circuit breaker situation. But we cannot rule that out, and that is why we will have to remain vigilant and monitor the situation and adjust our measures as we go along.
For more on the return to Phase 2 and a full list of the new measures announced today, visit straitstimes.com for all the latest updates and reaction. You can watch the full Multi-Ministry Task Force news conference on ST's YouTube channel.
Now, all of this comes as Singapore reported 5 new community infections today, all linked to the cluster at Tan Tock Seng Hospital. There were also 12 imported cases who had already been placed on stay-home notice upon arrival here. Now, in other local headlines, the May 13th Istana Open House will be cancelled to reduce social interactions in the community, given the recent increase in local COVID-19 cases. Those who have already gotten their tickets can use them for the next open house.
4 F&B outlets have been ordered to temporarily close after breaching safe management measures like allowing customers to intermingle and serving alcohol after 10:30 p.m. They're located on Orchard Road and all except Club Empire are repeat offenders.
Now let's take a look at what's been trending on social media today. If you're a Star Wars fan, you'd know that today isn't just any Tuesday. And to you I say, may the 4th be with you.
And to mark May 4th or Star Wars Day, Disney Plus will release a first-of-its-kind Star Wars theme short from The Simpsons and a brand new original Star Wars series. Star Wars The Bad Batch follows a group of elite and experimental clones as they find their way in the immediate aftermath of the Clone War. They are a unique squad of clones who each possess a singular exceptional skill, which makes them extraordinarily effective soldiers and a formidable crew.
And if that isn't enough for you, there will also be virtual flyover tours of some of the Star Wars film's most iconic and beloved locations, as well as tours of the Millennium Falcon and an Imperial Star Destroyer.
Billions on the line, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates and wife Melinda, who announced their split after 27 years, seemingly have no prenup agreement set up.
At stake is the world's fourth largest fortune, currently valued at $145.8 billion, with lots of public speculation already emerging over the financial implications of the divorce. It is the second bombshell breakup among the world's richest in recent years, following Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott's 2019 split.
A new lease of life for Rome's ancient Colosseum with a new gladiator floor, giving visitors a chance to stand where gladiators once fought. The wooden retractable floor is expected to be completed by 2023, made up of hundreds of slats that can be rotated to bring natural light into the underground chambers that once housed gladiators and animals before their deadly combat. The last floor was removed by archaeologists in the 19th century. Built 2,000 years ago, the Colosseum remains Italy's most popular tourist attraction.
Looks so cool. I hope I get to visit in person someday. Well, on that note, we wrap up the Straits Times Newsnight. Do visit straitstimes.com to see more news and videos.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the button below. I'll be away for the next few weeks, but I'll be back.
We'll miss you, Dylan. Have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.